Well, hello and welcome to my channel. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. My name is Michelle Holden and I am the mixed media artist behind All My Art and Soul. And as you can see, we have some bright colors put on a following page after last week's page using the leftover paint from my very bright, playful palette. And having fun doing that. So using the brayer, as you can see, and just putting, there's some intention. Do I want a big, just large areas of whatever color? But other than that, no. So then I am choosing to start with a line. And if you caught my recent re-upload of some older videos, I've been watching those. And just sometimes when when me pushing and I'm forgetting parts of my process that I like. So I'm trying to regather what I've learned, put it together, and rather than spread myself out too thin. And that's what I've been doing. So that's part of the discovery. Of course, there's always time for exploring and playing. So you see the Alizarin quinacridone going down there. I used a stronger blue. That is ultramarine. This is the turquoise. I didn't use the light blue. I wanted to minimize just for this page because there was so much powerful pinks and yellows and ochres. It isn't ochre though. It is a yellow oxide from Liquitex. It has a little bit more of a punch and I think it's less opaque. I think the ochre has more opacity than this, but it's really neat to just test those out. I've been exploring, playing, testing out some colors on some palette paper, but I find that very tiresome when I like to just explore my colors doing a piece of artwork, which is a great place to do it in an art journal. So if you are new to art journaling, please stay. You're welcome. On my channel, I have mixed media art journaling, affirmation art journaling, and abstract art journaling. This Explore, Play, Discover series was for myself mostly during the summer, just to let go and just have some fun and do a lot more of my own work without needing to record it. And it has sort of helped a lot. I'm still discovering so much more, still haven't gotten to a lot of the things that I wanted to this summer as the school year pushes on. So anyway, this rhombus pattern, diamond pattern, is a stencil girl pattern, and it's very strong. It sets quite an energy to a page. So I like to use it in the early stages just because of the high contrast. And that other video that I mentioned a moment ago shows me, which I totally forgot, I think I put 2 up, starting with a lot more line, then coming in with transparent white paint or a medium, and then just a lot looser. And then, so I'm just regaining that, and that's what I'm doing. You don't want to forget part of the processes that you really like. You just need to add on to those or find a place for them. And as you can see, when you use the color shaper, now that is alizarin crimson and the yellow oxide. Now, if you use the cadmium yellow deep hue, I don't know, cadmium, yeah, that's what it is. What a big name, right? It is pretty strong. So in the end of this page, so please watch to the end. It was so powerful. I'm just not used to these powerful colors, so I just wanted to calm them down. And I show you how you can do so with a couple of different techniques. Using the opposite color of red, pink would be blues as a glaze, or very thin layer of a dark color. It could be raw umber, but I chose to use black since it's right there, but very watered down. And realizing that, I just went ahead anyway, because of the white, which was the fluid, not the heavy. You need a very dry brush and a thick paint to create a really nice crisp stencil. So I knew that. You just react. I thought, well, that's okay. It'll create some kind of texture up in the upper right, left-hand corner that I love, and we'll just move from there. As you can see, I'm trying to stick with grid, or you call it an all-over composition. And I'm trying to avoid, just for this time, I do love black. I did not use black in the way I usually do, like going over, but it's, I think another good choice for what I'm trying to accomplish would be deep blues, gray, even white, to create a very atmospheric sort of feeling to the overall page. So coming in with some really nice mauves or violets, that's the turquoise from Liquitex. Trying to put a little bit of these colors in and around, doing a lot more mixing than I used to, as I'm trying to avoid just using the colors straight out of the tube. Even though this page is like so powerful, it's so awesome. I love the colors. Do you like using brighter colors? Do you find them just too powerful? What do you think? So then I love the lighter value of the same blue, that's what this collage is, on newsprint paper. And, you see, it's done with the same stencil, but on a jelly plate, using a jelly plate printer with a very light value of blue and gray, and I think there's a couple of layers over it. But see how it echoes through, and look at this page. Oh, it's so nice. So overlapping, not worrying about what was underneath, but when you have some pages or some collage pages, and I didn't like how that piece of white was sticking out at the side. So even though I did put the medium on it, I do need to trim it off. And when you're veiling, when you're covering, and you see how when you put the blue, how it sort of comes together, and it's just so cool. I really, really am hooked on the combination of collage and paint together. I think there's some things to be said about layers of paper that are completely covered with paint, and then further along the path, the journey, there's stencil on top of that, or paint. But you know, it's like things that are hidden. There's underneath. It does something with the texture and the whole feel of a piece. So I'm really hooked on this mixed media, using it all. Drawing, stenciling, collage, transparent collage like this one. This is your, oh, I love this piece. I knew it would go, but I wanted to, see, as you can see, I'm just trying to, so I just tear it down a bit. It's a bit overpowering. So I put it in the upper central area. It is, oh, what is it now? It's on the tip of my tongue. Very transparent. It's the baking paper. And I forget. I'll think of the name. I know. During my videos, some words I just, there's too many things going on in my head. Too many things. So I'm really liking this rectilinear composition. there's some division going down in the middle, which you probably want to break up. See how that, when it goes across, it helps, except it needs to be closer to the blue. More of an equal value. The collage seems to find its way. And when you move your collage papers around, it's a really cool way to do that. It's now you see how that, now it's sort of lopsided. Not too bad if I would have brought something else onto the page, but you see how this stronger black and white on it's either tracing paper or tissue paper, and it's balancing the other black and white, the black diamonds or checkers or whatever you want to call them down below. And notice that just needs a little bit more blue, which is similar because that pink, there was no relationship between the two. Yeah, really loving how this, and what my goal was, my intention was, start with some bright colors, alter them, change them, while still at the end be able to see the very first layers in some form, even if it's a little bit. Now I love that dot. It's my favorite. I have to make my own dot stencil because in a different way, because I just love those. Organic stencil girl again, in the abstract or the dot category. Okay, that's the same paper, the transparent. It's tough, I love it, and it melts away when you glue it down. It just leaves a slightly cloudy type of surface, and it's very wipeable, as you can see. I tend to get going, and so that's, brings the eye down, then you go across, and that's the whole motion. So now my thoughts, or my reaction, since you have structure, and this swooshy part really had that paint going, I wanted to do that just with my hand, just spontaneous. And so I bring in my awl just to add a little more scratchiness and reveal some, even if it's a line or two, of the layer below. Bringing up this yellow. Bam! Look at that. It's so powerful. Oh. So this is a very energetic piece, which I'm really loving. And I find after, I don't know about you, after you're working with some neutrals or some just, not bright colors, all of a sudden you just really need to do a bright colored page. I find that's very important. So brought that in, same colors, still too busy. And this curly Q thing is trying to find its way in, which is okay. But as you can see, it's, see when I just tone down that yellow? And see what I'm doing with collage? Just bringing in pieces of different color. And you can even cut out different shapes. That's what I'm going to do next. With different colors. I do believe you can buy a pad of the scrapbooking, the backgrounds with all the different colors. There's probably different types. There's natural and, whatever they have, just solid. And then you can just test. And you can also do that on an iPad too with Procreate. But I tend to just want to do real. And you see now, what am I doing? There's so much going on, the eye doesn't know what to look at. So some stuff needs to be covered up. So I wanted and intended to do a predominantly blue, or have blue as a main voice in the page. And as you can see, I'm using different blends of the turquoise and the ultramarine. Wow, what a beautiful blue it makes. And then of course I'll make a note. And I will list the colors in the video description below the video. And that pink is so powerful, but I do warm that up and change things around. Now you see, when you think of negative space and start filling in and calming down, all of a sudden these shapes occur that, well, I would never have planned, but it's just amazing. And just before I started the commentary for the video, I added one more touch of a color, and it's that nickel azo, quinacridone nickel azo gold. And someone was saying that they're not making that anymore. What do you know? Oh my God. We need it. We need it. So it's golden, I guess you were referring to. If anybody knows, are they still making that color? Because I went looking for it and couldn't find it. And you see, by doing the background, all of a sudden this really cool domed shape appeared. And then, yeah, I just love, and that's just by, approaching the page in a different way. Now there's lots of different blue choices you could use. These just happen to be the ones that were in my palette, and those are the ones I'm using so that all the colors can relate, so that it's unified, there's unity amongst the colors. And I know I could even get more by more mixing, but that'll just happen as we go. So here's the glazing part. And so that was too much, so you can lift it off, and it's a very thin color, and that just calmed that down. But I'm not going to do it over the whole thing. You could, but then, say if you added some medium to slow down the drying to the paint, you could do that and then wipe away where you don't want the glazing. You could approach it that way. Now see how that just warmed it up? Love it. Took away all the white, the high contrast. So I'm lowering the contrast and warming it up. Yeah, see, that was too much. That really looks good. So there's more to come. There's a piece, there's pink colored tissue paper in small squares, like the craft kind. Oh, are they ever handy to use, especially if you just want a very thin layer. I'm still waiting for my artist tissue paper from Amazon. It hasn't arrived yet. And so I just thought, and it might be too busy, but I'm still going to add and push back those rhombuses. And now look at that. Done. That piece has been floating in and out, and it's just a half I used up in that corner. So it pushes the rectangle of dots back, which I do add more, bringing them down into the blue area, which really helps in overlapping and connecting. So I really hope my videos are helping anyone who is thinking about getting into art journaling, exploring and playing. And I am still in the middle of creating my first, it's going to be a free course, free art course online. In the fall sometime it should be ready. sometime before Christmas, I'm hoping. And so stay tuned. Join my Facebook group. Follow me on Instagram, because that's where I show all the sort of the newest collages and my little shorts that I make. And there's a set of collage papers. I haven't even shown the other set yet. And I've got some plans for that. So that's coming. So stay tuned. So drawing all this up, really loving the contrast. That's what it needed. It was needing something up there. So now I'm going to use a little bit of the yellow oxide in a glaze, adding a little to that tip there, which is sort of interesting. I didn't want to cover all the black and white, keeping that really nice and clean. And now I'm pushing those diamonds or rhombuses in the background and liking what I see. So then I'm drawing it, and glazes take really, they're so fast, and thinking I'm going to, but you see, let's see, what did I do there? Oh yeah. So those get covered up because they're conflicting. There's too many. So now the eye, it's almost like stopping the eye from going down. And so putting in a neutral value and coming across, yeah, and bringing that down, and now bringing some of that same color further down. And then I'm going to add a really nice piece of, a piece of collage, a very tiny one with some pink on it, which is stronger than those pink rectangles, like a ladder or whatever, sort of. That's the symbol I like to use in my work. So here I am deciding, yes, we do need some more of those coming down and connecting the area below. Oh, very nice. And now it's behind. Now you see see the depth. I don't want perspective depth. I want layers. So you have the black and white polka dots are in the forefront, and you've got all of this, but it's a very flat surface. Love it. I love that dome shape at the top. Wow. And then this time I decided to, well, instead of black, which black still would have looked really cool here, just that little sprinkle, and I might even put some on there. And then, of course, I'm loving my new pens, the Uniball pens. I need to get a set of all colors. Right now I just have white, gold, silver, and turquoise. Now I should have used turquoise on this page, and I still might do that. Okay, what am I up to now? Okay, so I'm trying to bring some brighter colors. They're not really working because they're standing out rather than bringing the eye in around. Now that one makes your eye come down. Okay, it's okay. I guess I didn't like it, so I erased it. So then I went, okay, desaturated, a little bit more desaturated. And then I even add, that's the area where I add the nickel azo gold glaze. Okay. I put those in. Too many. Nope. Too many. Let's see what I do. So I just erase them. Nice, because that was dry already. That's really nice when that works out. And okay, so when you're coming in with the pen, and you see me coming in with the pen, we're near the end of it, and the page doesn't have any more to say. Now you see just those little circles? Now your attention, without overdoing it, so I'm echoing the circle composition, bringing your eye down, And then I just do a few horizontal gold lines in the center, just to add some energy. So hang in there. Oh, oh, I know. I take the tape off first and then decide, because sometimes that does happen. I really enjoyed this piece because it was different. I'm learning more about composition. If you want to learn more, please join me. Join my email. And I know I haven't been sending a bunch of email over the summer. I will start again this September and let you know what's going on. And notice I add a little water. So I just found those needed to be pushed back even more. Right to that edge. Now I love the turquoise that's down there because it's echoing above. It's a little stronger, but that's okay. So I'm not quite done. So, what has been your best explore, play, discover video so far, or technique that I've shown? And if I haven't shown anything that you're looking for, please leave a comment in the comment section below and I will do a video. Okay, very interesting. So this is when I usually just remind myself it's the Explore, Play, Discover series for August 26th. I can't believe it. We're here already. Glazing, toning down colors, and here we are. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next one.